is an open letter to Sheryl Sandberg. Hello, Miss Sandberg. My name is Emily, but you might know me by my new internet nickname, the Oculus Feminist. I make this web series, Blink Pop Shift, which aims to talk about the sometimes hidden interplay between culture and technology, and I work developing for virtual reality. Specifically, my team and I do research on spherical video and the future of real-world capture. It's an immense challenge, and I love it. This letter is to address my concerns after attending Oculus Connect and to ask for your help as a key member of the leadership of their parent company. Some nasty stuff was said about me on the internet this week, and while most of it has been taken down, I would encourage you not to go looking. My mom, who, against my advice, did seek out some of the threats of violence and degradation and was not better for it. Why did the dregs of the internet suddenly decide I was a target? Well, as you may know, last week was Oculus Connect. It was part party, part headset announcement, part epic collection of VR demos. I really wish you had been there to see it. Part of the conference was a series of keynotes, the fourth of which was a panel entitled The Future of VR, which included Oculus VP of Product Nate Mitchell, founder Palmer Luckey, CTO John Carmack, Chief Architect Atman Binstock, and Chief Scientist Michael Abrash. At the end of the talk, the audience was invited up to ask questions. When it was my turn at the mic, I asked what I considered a simple question. What is Oculus's approach to its clear gender gap, and how do you plan to prevent it from being ported into VR? Now, many people online took this question as an aggressive, even personal attack on the panelists, most claiming that a question about diversity has no place in a Q&A entitled The Future of VR. While I was surprised by this response, I think a discussion of the benefits of diversity is outside the scope of this video. And for now, I would like to address the panel's actual answers. Luckey answered first. Now, this is only a partial quote, so please seek out a full transcript of his answer in the links below. I will point out that in the selection process, there were very few women that applied. It was not that we selected for males, and in fact, women may have come out slightly ahead in the selection process, by a slight margin. But I'm not 100% sure what we can do. I appreciate his candor. Thank you, Palmer. Admitting that you don't know how to fix a problem is a great way to start. Step one is to put more women on stage. Of the 28 people who were asked to speak at Oculus Connect, one was a woman, the moderator for the filmmaking panel. Step two is to invite women to attend. This image was posted on Twitter by Oculus as a representation of the development community gathered. Oculus saw nothing wrong with the fact that there are no women in this picture. I thought for a long time on how to word this another way, but the female attendance rate at Oculus Connect was due to laziness on Oculus's part. They had full control over who was in attendance, and yet only the in-group was allowed to participate. It goes like this. Connect applicants had to find out about the event before even applying, meaning that those with strong connections to existing tech and VR networks are more likely to apply and be selected. One subreddit does not a community make. Instead, set demographic attendance goals, because in your own words, our expectations need to be 50%. So stick to it. Find and specifically invite women who work in the field. My team found out about Connect just weeks before it was being held. We have the privilege of flexibility that short lead times require, but a lot of people didn't even know this was happening. Also, invite groups who specialize in increasing women in tech to attend your event. Reserve tickets for groups like Girls Who Code, Women for Women, Hackbright Women in Tech, to find excited attendees who haven't yet been given the opportunity to work in VR. Show them that they're welcome in the community. Step 3. Oculus Connect had no code of conduct. A thing I admit I would have considered totally unnecessary until I got groped. Yep, I got groped at Oculus Connect. It's a weird thing to have to say about yourself in a video on the internet, but there it is. Someone grabbed me and there were so many people around I couldn't tell who had done it. It sucked. Write up and speak on stage about how you expect participants to behave and the consequences for breaking that contract. Step 4. Own the problem, acknowledge previous failures, and ask for help. There's been a lot of talk in the tech industry the last few years on failing quickly, on learning from our defeats and charging forward with new insights. But embracing failure doesn't have to just be the trendy mythology. Let's use it to our advantage here. For example, while I did not specifically ask about Oculus's hiring policy and techniques, Carmack's response to my question brought up their position on this topic as well. We're having a hard time hiring the people that we want. It doesn't matter what they look like. Unfortunately, it does matter what they look like. Ingrained problems like hiring bias, which cause women to be perceived as less desirable candidates, have been proven and measured with good science. Letting such biases go unaddressed is all of our failure. But privilege and prejudice are problems I believe that you are particularly equipped to help Oculus face. I will admit that when Facebook first bought Oculus, I was disappointed. I only saw Facebook as an impediment to the creation of an open new media platform. But I was wrong. Now I see the crucial importance of Facebook's role. Oculus needs guidance if it wants to be taken seriously as creating the future of VR for everyone. And Facebook's leadership, who including yourself have spoken out for gender equality, can take an active role in ensuring that this fledgling field does not make the same mistakes as its predecessors. And here I would like to quote you directly. Don't let virtual reality suffer from the tyranny of low expectations. We have the opportunity to create a field where women are not an afterthought, but are central to the creation of a future for all. We all must own our small part of this large problem and take responsibility for it. I ask that you meet with the heads of Oculus and help them take these first steps. Tell them that it's okay to acknowledge the problem and ask for help in solving it, from their community and from their parent company. Teach them how to speak about gender issues without fear or personal offense, and how to utilize the resources already available to them at Facebook. Help them take actions they can be proud of. And to Lucky and Carmack, don't let those online who would speak in your defense with words of hatred and violence speak louder than your own voices. There is a growing movement of men in he for she who will support you. I ask that you be brave to take a risk. I did it. So can you.